Hey gang, welcome to the Tabernas Desert.
Wow.
This is pretty neat, isn't it? So thanks to some of you guys, we would have never come here if it wasn't for your recommendations. So
yeah, because we just left the Puffy Desert, we saw Tabernas Desert, so we're like, oh, we've probably seen the best of the desert in Spain, but there are actually a few more, and this one is considered one of the true desert, the only true desert in Europe, because it almost never rains here.
Only, yeah, when you have all like the scientific factors that you need to like a checklist to tick off for it to be a desert, this meets all of the criteria and is the only one that meets all of the criteria. The other fascinating thing about this place is this is where like the majority of your Western Hollywood movies have been filmed. I had no idea. So this is actually called the Lawrence of Arabia Oasis. This is where Lawrence of Arabia was filmed, the magical movie from the 60s. There's a bunch of Hollywood film sets. We might even visit a couple of them where The Good, the Bad and the Ugly was filmed. It's just a bunch of like the spaghetti Western movies were all filmed in the Tabernas Desert. Crazy. This little guy is stoked.
And here, which makes it even more special than the Puffy, like makes it look so different, is all those like palm trees, and this one is a date tree, so you can see the fruits maturing at the top.
Dates all coming down. So this looks, yeah, a lot like Morocco, parts of Morocco really.
Yeah, it's exciting.
It's awesome. So yeah, again, still in Spain, haven't driven very far at all. In fact, we probably only have driven about 150 kilometers, not even, crazy, from the Puffy to here, and it's wildly different.
So I went scouting ahead and I found this.
Oh, sheep jaw. Sheep.
Gosh.
Sheep jaw.
Here we go, little treasure.
Thanks. I'll take it. Can never have too many of these. Wow, this is close.
Yeah.
Look at that big eucalyptus tree.
Yeah.
That's random.
Yeah.
That's a eucalypt. For sure.
Alright, so we've been on a quick walk, exploring the oasis. That's so cool. And
Cool. Look, we've made it to Australia. We went through a portal and found some eucalyptus trees. It's really neat. But then you got palm trees behind. Huh. How random is this? This building looks like it could fall down at any moment. It's an old Western saloon. I think we're walking around in an old Western movie set. That looks like it's about to collapse at any moment, eh? Cool. Well. Is this the first time driving Scotty?
I'm taking over. I'd said to Chris that I was going to drive for the first time the truck in the desert, and we've been to already 2 deserts and I haven't driven yet. So it was like, well, we're in the desert, you might want to give it a try here. So yeah, just to clarify, Chris does most of the driving.
Most of
it. Chris does all the driving. He's a really good driver. It's not I don't like driving, I just get nervous with our own trucks because we put so much, into them. I'm scared of breaking something, and I just don't enjoy driving. I like filming, running. But yeah, today I will give it a try and try not to get too nervous.
And it's good for safety that Ange knows kind of how to drive this, but it's a pretty easy truck to drive. I've just said it's more the thumbs that's the dangerous part. So through this dry riverbed, it's like 20 minutes of driving at least. It's really nice, slow, technical, well, semi-technical stuff without any other traffic. So it's perfect. Okay, so we've got to start up. So we're in neutral. So turn that key to on. Perfect. And now foot off of the accelerator. Hold that button down until I say.
Okay.
Off. Nice. Accelerate. Tiny bit. Perfect. Too much. Yep. Nice. Bit more. Yep. Good. A little bit more until she fires back up again properly. Because of the slight fueling issue, when she starts up, she kind of wants to stall again at the moment. Normally that doesn't happen. Okay, that blue far left button down halfway.
This one?
Yep. Too much?
Halfway.
Perfect. Cool, so these are driving lights. Okay, so handbrake off. That might be on quite tight. Yep, down all the way. Nice. Perfect. Okay, my love. Let's start you in first gear. It will be ridiculously slow, but then you can get used to kind of steering. So first gear. So clutch, all the way in.
So?
Yeah, up like a normal, all the way up. Cool, you're in gear. So then a little bit of accelerator, tiniest bit of accelerator. Foot off the clutch, all the way off the clutch. Nice, cool. So now you're driving. Okay, take your time. Zero thumb on the, around the steering wheel, which you weren't, but just zero thumb around the steering wheel. Nice. Oh, good. Practice turning, so you need to get used to moving that steering wheel a lot. That's what's going to be tricky here. Now, your left leg is pretty much where your tire is.
Okay.
So if you look like you're going to drive over a rock over your left leg, you're going to drive over the rock.
Okay.
So you missed that one, which is good. So any more accelerated than that's a little bit too much for first gear, but it's okay. Yeah. It's not anything wrong. Cool. And just driving. All right, so it's nice old dry riverbed. So it's the perfect practicing spot because you've got rocks on either side. You can find your corners, and as we go around this bend, you'll see just how much you have to turn.
The steering wheel, oh my gosh.
Okay, so now into second gear. So clutch, you don't need more speed.
Oh, no?
Clutch, all the way in, second gear, and off the clutch. Perfect, nice job. You're doing very well. Doing very well. It's beautiful. Look at this. All right. Now you'll get to understand how many turns you got to do on manual steering. Nice. Great. Not too far right. Awesome.
Gosh, yeah, the steering wheel is like...
Yeah, the steering wheel is something to behold, isn't it?
Crazy.
It's got a mind of its own, that thing. It just does what it wants.
Third gear.
Yeah, in third. You got one more gear to go. No, you don't need to go into fourth over here. That's fine. No, you're smashing it. Okay, so we're trying a turn. So now you're going to try reverse. So this little thing goes up, across, and down. Now you're in reverse. Very small amount of accelerator is necessary. Turn, 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 turn. accelerate, turn, 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 slow, 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 turn, turning, 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 and stop. Clutch and stop. Good job. Now, out of the reverse, you don't have to press that. You can just put it back into neutral. No, just let it go back into neutral. Good. Now you can go across up into first. Good. So, as you put a tiny bit of power in, that's when you turn. You won't be strong enough to turn it when it's stationary.
So you want me to go this way?
Yeah, and then practice again. Okay, so turn. Turn, 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 Ange. Good job. Keep turning, 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 keep turning. That's it. That's all you got. So keep going. Straight, straight, and brake. Clutch and brake. Good job. Okay, no. Wait. Just bring it back into neutral first. Yeah, and now reverse. Yeah. Now, same thing. Yeah, opposite direction. Turn, 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 turn. Nice. Get as much room as you've got, and then brake and clutch. Good job. Neutral. That's it. And first. And now go and turn.
Can I turn before accelerating?
Try. No. So you need a tiny bit of power in order to move the wheels. Yeah. Good. Now you're going to go all the way around. So I would go onto that spot there. So onto that spot. Yeah, you will need to.
I can go like that.
Up to you where you want to turn around, but you're going to need to turn again. It's just to give you an idea of just how... Oh, you're going to go that way? Oh, okay, I see. I see. One extra turn for fun. Good job. Doing well. Yeah, because the main thing to get hang of this truck is just how many revolutions of the steering wheel for the amount of like movement you've got. It's huge. Like I've never experienced a vehicle like that before. And it is a real arm workout getting this thing to move. Easier off-road and low range. You still got room. And stop. It's actually easier low range off-road. You actually kind of almost have more turning ability than it is in high range. High range is really hard. Okay, nice job. So I don't know what's behind you yet, but be turning. Nice, nice. Turning, turning, turning. Nice work. And first gear. Perfect. And turn, 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 turn. Don't underestimate it. Look at the concentration.
Focus.
Nice.
Yay.
Good job.
Not too bad.
Good job. Look at that. That's pretty good for the TGB right there. Awesome. And then into second gear. You don't have to speed up too much. So clutch. Nice. Good. And now as you get a bit more used to it, now just start to slow your gear changes down.
Okay.
Yeah. Just smoothen them up a little bit. Awesome.
We then made our way up some nearby mountains called Sierra La Mila. The views over the Tabernas Desert were stunning. Unfortunately, it was really windy and bad weather at the top, so we decided to drive back down and head back to our oasis. The next day, we took a day off driving and had a quick workout. Some of my favorite exercises are Bulgarian split squats and elevated reverse lunges. The only piece of fitness equipment we carry with us are some resistance bands, which are great for upper body exercises and mobility. We usually train while Oakley naps, but this time we exercised in front of him and involved him as well. We hope that one day he finds the same love for health and fitness that his parents do. It then became really windy, so we ended up sheltering inside for the rest of the day. The next day, we drove through the city of Almeria and decided to take the scenic route along the Mediterranean Sea. This part of Andalusia is also known for its intensive farming. We drove past many plastic greenhouses, which now cover over 40,000 hectares in the area. This coastline is also very popular for motorhomes and campervans. So we decided to head inland to find our own secluded and peaceful camp overlooking the sea. The next day, Chris tackled some work on the truck. He changed the points on the distributor and the rotor, replaced the fuel pump for a new one. Hopefully, we will have less engine troubles ahead. Andalusia is also very famous for its white villages. We explored the city of Ronda, which is one of the oldest towns in Spain, and visited the famous Puente Nuevo bridge. The construction of the bridge started in 1759 and took 34 years. It was really impressive. We then drove towards the coast and were surprised how green and lush this part of Spain is. We arrived at the city of Línea de la Concepción, right next to the famous Gibraltar Rock.
All right, we just made it to a British territory. How cool. Time to see some macaques.
So just ahead of us is the famous Gibraltar Rock. As you can imagine, we are very close to the African border now.
Yeah.
Any clue what we're gonna do next? I think now we...
Yeah, now it's kind of obvious. So yeah, we're gonna go into Morocco and then we'll push into Portugal afterwards.
Yeah, so that's basically our last few days in Spain exploring before taking a little break and then...
Actually, that was the end of Spain today. Oh no, I suppose not quite. We'll go back.
Heading across. So yeah, we'll take you along. Right now we're on a airstrip. Yep. No planes.
That's the Moorish castle. We'll check that out. That's really famous. And then there's some siege tunnels that we'll check out as well. So there's so much history with the Rock of Gibraltar. It's not even funny. So I cannot wait to check it out.
Eight, 9, 10. Only 1,000 to go.
Wow, so I'm standing on the very top of what's called the Moorish castle. So obviously by its name, this castle was built by the Moors in the Middle Ages. And its sole purpose was to control the Straits of Gibraltar here. So it's quite fascinating actually just how close Africa is. You can easily see it. In fact, you can see the large ships over in the distance that are right on the coast of Africa. So it's controlled by the Moors, then the Spanish, and then of course Great Britain. So yeah, really fascinating piece of history, this castle. And it's pretty crazy that we are in technically Britain right now. So we had a passport control, everything is pretty neat, and it feels very different from the rest of Spain, which is quite fascinating. But the port is amazing. There's just huge ships coming in, and we passed this airport which kind of separates this border from Spain, and you basically just get the all clear and then you can walk across the runway, because it doesn't look like the runway gets much air traffic, but I did see a plane come in. So it's Spanish side, that rocks all the way around there, and then we've got Africa. Pretty incredible. And the top of the rock, up through here. This was basically rebuilt by the Moors when they retook it at some point, and this tower has stood ever since. So they built it really well, really strong. So just from the castle, a stone's throw to these World War II tunnels. Wow, that was quite fascinating. Gosh, I didn't realize just how many troops the British had in here. They had something like just under 20,000 troops stationed here in the Rock of Gibraltar during, by the end of the war. They had that many troops here. The tunnels go on for miles. You can't see them all, of course, but yeah, pretty amazing. And one little bit of history I had no idea about. Maybe some of you can fill me in, because I really don't know the whole story. It started with the British bombing and destroying a bunch of French naval ships after they lost France to the Germans in 1940. And the British were saying it was a massive blunder, and it really obviously upset French-Anglo relations. I had no idea, that's crazy. But he was also showing that the Supermarine Spitfire was so pivotal in controlling the straits, keeping supply lines open for the Allies, for not only Africa but also other parts of Europe as well. Pretty awesome. Now, it was a no-brainer for us to push into Morocco, even though we have still got the B30 engine, because I just don't think we're going to get back to this part of the world straight after the engine swap. I think we'll go more towards Eastern Europe afterwards, I think. So yeah, great to get this done, and then quite easy to come back into Spain and then go up into Portugal. That is the way to go.
So the harbour over there is where we started the hike to go to the Rock of Gibraltar. There's actually a motorhome parking area there, which is super handy, great location. There was as well a Unimog over there, so that's pretty cool. We'll come and say hi again when we come back. And then you have to do a passport check at the border with Gibraltar, which was super easy. We were somehow a bit nervous with Chris because of all the visas he's had to add this past year, but no, just got a stamp, off you go. Yeah, that was super smooth, and off we are. It is really steep. Normally there's a cable car that goes to the top. It's not working at this time of the year. We would have not taken it anyway. It's already expensive to come here, £25 per adult. I think like for the cable cars at least like double that. So yeah, here we are. It's pretty crazy to be able to see the continent of Africa from here and think that we'll be across in a week or so. I'm so excited. Spain has been amazing, but yeah, we're ready for our next adventure.
Have a little jacuzzi. The spa. Vamos. Yo espero que estén los cuatro bien sentados.
Climbing all the way to the top of the rock.
We got past the taxis. Now we're going to where all the lazy people can't go.
Wow. Amazing. Oh, it's a bit spooky. Ah, that would have been a good viewpoint to see the ship arriving to mainland Europe. Wow. Oh, this is nice.
Indiana Jones.
There's no one here. Much more lush and green.
Amazing. So this is a 100-ton super gun. So right here in this bay is where HMS Victory moored after the victory at the Battle of Trafalgar, and this is actually where they took Lord Horatio Nelson's dead body off of the ship. This is such a fascinating spot. Yesterday was really difficult. Oakley was probably had one of our worst days with Oakley. He was just in the weirdest mood, and he just screamed and just tantrums all day long, which is a real shame. So I might try and get back up with my ticket from yesterday. I don't think I'll be able to get in everywhere, but I'll try. I just got in here, which is nice. Just an amazing spot. So yeah, what I didn't say yesterday was, of course, the Battle of Trafalgar happened pretty much just down there in the strait, not too far away at all, only really a few kilometers. And this is where the British defeated the French and Spanish fleet during the Napoleonic Wars. really cool. And I've been on the HMS Victory in the UK twice, and it's just such a fascinating, amazing ship. But yeah, check this thing out. So this was designed, this gun battery here, to basically protect the entire bay and even the towns on the coast here. So this is called the Devil's Gap battery from 1902, and now I'm going to try and see what I didn't get to see yesterday without being stopped. We shall see. The espionage has begun. Just got through my first checkpoint. Let's see if we can get all the way back up to the top. It's super bizarre, just the amount of what looks like UK expats that live here in Gibraltar. So I guess it must be quite easy because obviously no visa, even because it has been Brexit, and can spend pounds here, and it's still quite strange, like all the signs are in English, even though it still feels like you're in Spain. Really bizarre. But having a really good time here. If you do come and do the rock, definitely suggest walking it, but honestly give it at least 5 hours, I reckon, if you really want to explore and take your time. It's no joke, it's a proper hike. The only other way is to get up by cable car, which is shut at this time of year, or take the taxi mafia up. It's a bit more expensive, and to be honest, they were pretty rude to us yesterday because we were walking. They were almost trying to bloody run us down in the car, which wasn't much fun. So yeah, I wouldn't recommend taking the cabs. So this is called the Ape's Den, or Queen's Gate, I think it is. So the monkeys, or the apes, the story behind them is quite interesting. No one really knows how they got here. They're called a Barbary macaque, so they are from Africa. And the legend goes that as long as the apes are on Gibraltar, England will hold this rock. Hopefully I said that right. England, Britain, UK, I get a little bit confused with that, so apologies. But they're really cool. They're super docile. I wouldn't go and pet one, but the government here feeds them every day and looks after them. So they don't seem to be too aggressive, which is nice. Now we've got a suspension bridge to cross, so we'll check that out, and hopefully I don't get mauled by one of these little primates. G'day, mate. Just a dude chilling. Oh, cool. That's pretty awesome. Proper suspension bridge. Haven't been on one of these since New Zealand, I don't think. Awesome. And there's a decent sized cannon at the end. But man, the view of the harbour is just incredible. If you can't tell already, I absolutely love this. The history of this place is unmatched. It is insane. I mean, historically, this could easily be argued as one of the most historically important geographical locations on planet Earth. So yeah, it's an honor to be here. My mum, my whole life, had this little diorama that I think her dad gave her. They had a piece of the Rock of Gibraltar, and I always thought to myself, I'm gonna get there one day and have a look at the rock myself. And there it is. So I'm very excited. It is quite touristy, which I'm not a huge fan of. So I'm just charging around and doing my own thing, getting some exercise in while we're at it. I think, if I'm lucky, or if I blag it, I might be able to see everything I want, even on day 2. Let's go. That blew me away. Man, that was called St. Michael's Cave, and it was spectacular. They had lit it all up with some like spiritual music. It was just beautiful. And in there they had a cut like stalactite, and in it looked exactly like Mum's Rock of Gibraltar. So that was cool, because I'd been looking at this rock all around here, the limestone, but it doesn't look the same. But it turns out when you cut into it, it looks exactly the same. Man, that was amazing. Obviously the GoPro could have not done it justice because it was so dark. But yeah, that was definitely worth checking out. In fact, that was worth £25 for sure. So yeah, very happy I managed to blag my way into that. We have a casualty. Gotta do the old swapperoo. I'm not gonna lie, These apes make me really nervous, and I think the people who they don't make nervous don't quite understand what an ape like this is capable of doing to you if it wanted to, but it's still pretty cool to be near them. So the chains I just filmed, they've been there for centuries. They were actually used for the lads to pull the cannons up from down in the port. That's how they would actually drag them up the side here to put them into their emplacements. Pretty awesome. They're still there in the rock. Wish me luck. I've got one more thing I want to see today, and it's probably going to be the most closely guarded, which are called the Great Siege Tunnels, and I think they're relating to the siege of the French and the Spanish. So yeah, wish me luck. Hopefully I get into it. All right, I got in. Yes. Look at this. You. Back with the crew. Very glad I went back for a second time. The tunnels were cool. So that's where they defended against the Spanish and French in like the 1800s. So that was really cool. So I got to see everything I wanted to see that this little guy made us miss out on yesterday. Yeah. No.
You.
And I don't know if Anne showed you, but this is such a good park up. I mean, look how beautiful. For only €15 a night. Very, very impressed with this. So now it is sangria time for Ange and I. I'm gonna enjoy the rest of the afternoon. Alright guys, that about wraps up this week's video. Thank you so much for watching. We are currently at port, waiting to cross into Morocco, Africa, first thing tomorrow morning.
Yeah, so that wraps up our time in Spain. We've had a great time here. We will be back after Morocco, exploring Portugal and Spain, so stay tuned for that. In the meantime, we'll see you in Africa in the next episode.
It's gonna be an amazing adventure. Alright, see you guys.